Hey, what's up guys? This is DarkArmedDuelist and I just got second place at locals and I won this awesome Red Eyes Black Dragon trophy playing branded Chimera, and we're gonna get straight on into this and I'm super excited. The event just ended and I'm really excited to show you guys this deck list. But before we get into this, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out that Patreon for all those awesome rewards. So let's go ahead and get straight on into it. And I also have a really cool announcement that we actually have amazing field centers now. These are metal field centers that you can check out in the merch shelf right below this video. These are amazing and they're awesome, high quality. If you guys would like to check those out, these are amazing. You should definitely check these out. So let's go ahead and get straight on into it and definitely check these field centers out. So let's go ahead and get straight on into the deck profile. So first off, you guys know it's branded Chimera. We're going to be playing 3 copies of Mirror Sword Knight. Mirror Sword Knight is basically Lone Fire Blossom for the deck. You summon out this card to your side of the field, you tribute it, you summon a card that mentions Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand. It's always going to be Big Wing Baphomet, well, the majority of the time, so you can get a +2, which is just really good. This card also has a great negate ability, which is really great to be able to use if you have a copy of Chimera on your side of the field, which is just really, really good. We then also play 3 copies of Codal. Codal's also really good as a 3-of in the deck because you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and it searches out your copy of Mirror Sword Knight, which is great. It also gives you targeting protection when you have your copy of your Chimera on your side of the field, which is amazing. We also play 3 copies of Gazelle. Gazelle is great in this deck as a 3-of. I see a lot of lists sometimes play 2. I think 3 is the best number for this card because you don't mind seeing it in your hand. Plus, you can always search it off your copy of Big Wing, and if you draw into it, you can just get rid of it with Super Poly because I main Super Poly, spoiler. But this card is really good as a 3-of because if this card is normal or special summoned, then you can add a level 5 Beast or a level 5 Fiend from your deck to your hand, or Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand, which the level 5 Fiend that you're always adding is your copy of Big Wing Baphomet. Big Wing Baphomet is really good because if this card is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can add a level 4 Beast from your deck to your hand and Chimera Fusion, not either or, but both, which is really good to be able to add both to your hand off this card's effect. I love that about Big Wing Baphomet. Plus, he's doing the Dio pose, so you gotta have, this card in the deck. We then play a single copy of Tao the Channeler. This card is great as a 1-of. I really like this card. Originally, when this card came out, I kind of overlooked it. And I feel like it's insane because it's basically Monster Reborn. And something that a lot of players don't know about this card is it only locks you in to the graveyard. And that comes up a lot because it basically has a really insane effect that also you cannot special summon from the graveyard for the rest turn except illusion monsters. So it only locks you from summoning from the grave. So it really doesn't have any restriction at all. So definitely play this card as a 1-of. Sometimes you'll even search this card over searching some other illusion cards in the deck. Like if you already have Mirror Sword Knight or Codal, like you can normal summon the Mirror Sword Knight, send Codal, and then grab what you need to grab, which is just really nice. But this card is great in the deck. So that's it for the illusion monsters. Let's get into the branded stuff. So we're going to be playing 2 copies of Fallen of Albaz. Fallen of Albaz as a 2-of is just really needed because this card is walking Super Poly. Plus, this card also lets you go in for all your branded plays. I'm still on the one Versago the Destroyer. I really like this card. It came up all day. This card came up all day. I used it all the time against a lot of players to make Dragoon because I feel like if you make Dragoon, you win. And this card is just really good to be able to do that because it's a fusion substitute monster. I love this. A lot of OCG players are doing this where they're playing the 1 copy of the Barrier Statue of the Abyss. We know what happened with the Stormwind statue. This is probably going to happen with this card. But this card is really good because this card is easily summoned back because it is a Fiend monster off the effect of your Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast. And you can also send it to the graveyard off the effect of Baphomet, which is great to be able to send this card to the grave off of Baphomet. And then you just bring it out on your side of the field during your opponent's turn and it locks them into dark, it locks you into dark, and you've already made your field. We then play 3 copies of Fenrir. Fenrir is just insane. You got to play 3. It's so free. You just special summon this card out to your side of the field if you don't control anything, which is super easy. It searches another copy of itself to be able to use for discard fodder. If your opponent deals with it, you can just summon them another one. Sometimes this card won games for me on its own, which I know this card is broken, but it's still really good. It's a spot removal, which is super nice, but this card is definitely a 3-of. We then play for the hand traps. We're going to be playing, this is weird, I promise you guys. This is really weird for the hand trap lineup. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Ash. That's normal. This is just going to stop your opponent from touching the deck. We're going to be playing just 2 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is great to be able to stop a lot of like normal summons. Like I played a hero player at one point and you just hit Stratos with this and it's hilarious. I played against a Live Twin player. You throw this against Live Twin. You can even use this against Centurion, which is really good. I did play a Centurion player as well, but this is really good. I won that match. It was a very hard-fought victory against the Centurion player, but Super Poly prevailed. This card is really good in the deck as a 2 of. I don't think 3 is really necessary because I'm also playing Imperm. I also play just 1 Droll. I know this is weird. I do play more in the side deck, but I just main 1 Droll. And the funny thing about this is I drew this so much. Like, it was funny how many times I actually drew this card. But the insane thing about playing the copy of Droll is you can hit it with the Crossout Designator, which is why I play Crossout Designator in the deck as well, to basically just stop Droll, because I really don't want to send Codal and grab Mirror Sword Knight and my opponent goes Droll. And I'm like, I can't search anymore. So I also play more in the side, so don't worry about it. We still have more copies of Droll. For the other 3 hand traps, I'll get into them later. I also play 3 Imperm, but I feel like this is like the perfect number for hand traps because you're basically playing 9 in the deck, and I feel like 9 is the best way to do it. So that's it for the hand traps. Let's get into the spells. For the spells, we're playing a single copy of Call By. You only need the 1 copy of Call By. We're playing the 3 copies of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is amazing because it can stop any of those other hand traps. In the mirror match, you can stop Brand Fusion, you can stop Chimera cards. You can do a lot of stuff with Crossout Designator, which is really nice. You can stop all sorts of cards. In the branded matchup, you can even use this card, which is funny. We play 3 copies of Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion's best card in the entire deck. This card is 1 card combo. This card and Codal is 1 card combo for the entire deck. This card helps you step into Red Braum. It helps you step into Dragoon. It helps you step into so many different plays, and it's a definite 3 of. I have bumped this card back up to 3, but I'm playing 3 copies of Chimera Fusion. Chimera Fusion's definitely a 3 of. If you see it in your opening hand, it's totally fine. You can search an extra copy. You can use 1 to go into your copy of Baphomet, set the second one, and go into Guardian Chimera during the opponent's turn, which is hilarious to do because they're like, oh, there's 1 in the graveyard. There's no way they have 2. Flips the second one during their turn and pops 2 and draws a card. That's great. That's really fun for disruption. We then also play the best card in the entire deck, and that's 3 copies of Super Poly. This card won me so many games. This card single-handedly won me the Centurion matchup because you can fuse away a bunch of stuff. This won me the Hero matchup because I fused a Sunrise away with the Versago, the Destroyer, which was hilarious. And there's just so many cool plays that you can do. Like I think I did the Versago plus Sunrise into like one of the branded dragons, which was hilarious because it can count as Fallen of Albaz, which is just great. But this card just wins games. This card is insane at 3. So that's it for the spells. We're also playing 3 copies of Imperm in the trap lineup. This is the only trap I'm playing. This is another hand trap, so it just stops monster effects and locks down columns. It's really good as a 3 of, and it's just good. I feel like 2 Valor and 3 of this is just the best number. So for the extra deck, we're going to kind of breeze through the extra deck. We're playing 2 copies of Chimera. Chimera basically is a hand rip. If you summon it to the field, it rips a card out of your opponent's hand. It also has the ability to manage a card from the graveyard to bring back a Beast, Fiend, or an Illusion back to your side of the field, which is how we bring back the Barrier statue, which is hilarious. It's very easy to make in the deck because you just use a Beast and a Fiend to be able to make this card. We then play a single copy of the Baphomet Fusion. Baphomet Fusion is a Foolish Burial, and also you can banish this card to revive back a banished card, which is just super cool. I love that. I think it's a Beast, Fiend, and Illusion that you can banish. Yeah. Target 1 Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster except a Baphomet and special summon it. So this card is just really good. This card comes up now because of the Tal the Channeler. This card is great because this card just basically says, swing, drop the monster's attack once to 0, can't destroy that monster by battle, swing 3 more times, win. This card is OTK piece. We play 2 copies of Guardian Chimera. It doesn't come as much as it used to, surprisingly. Might end up cutting this card down to 1. I know, weird, but we might end up cutting this card down to 1. It's still really good, but I really feel like 2 copies is where it's at for this card because it just gets you a pop 2, draw 1, or a draw 2 and a pop 1, depending on what you need. We play the 1 Mirror Jade, spot remove cards. We play the 1 Lubellion. Lubellion's really good, especially with the copy of the Versago, because you can send Versago plus Fallen of Albaz to make this, and then go into Dragoon. We play a single copy of Albion. This card is Miracle Fusion on legs. You can use it with Mirror Jade to be able to send Mirror Jade, or use this to send this off the Mirror Jade's effect, so you can get another copy of Brand Fusion during end phase. Play the 1 copy of Red Braum, one of the most important cards in the entire extra deck. It's a bounce and negate. It's just ridiculous. I can bring Albaz back from the grave. My favorite card that I summoned so much. God, I summoned this card so much. The Dragoon is insane. This card is a walking negate. It can't be targeted, can't be destroyed by card effects, and it goes up by 1,000 when it negates, and you just discard a card. You can keep recovering your Chimera Fusion over and over again, so you can use this like infinitely. This card is ridiculous. It is a once per turn, but like I can use it on my turn, discard Chimera Fusion, and then go into it again by discarding Chimera Fusion again, because usually you end with this and like a Chimera on your side of the field. Like it's so easy to make this. We play one copy of Draxtophilia. This was funny in the Red Dragon Archfiend matchup because you can drop their monsters down to level 1 with this and negate their effects. And he tried to Synchro Summon and was like, oh wait, I can't because it's level 1 and it's not a level 3 Soul Resonator anymore. One copy of Magnum. I never made this, but it's interesting. In theory, I wanted to make it a couple of times, but it just didn't come up. And then for my Super Poly targets, I play Garua. Garua is funny. This card comes up every so often for Super Poly, but Mud Dragon, my man, Mud Dragon. He came up multiple times, especially in the Centurion matchup, because it takes 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types. Crimson Dragon and the Synchro for Centurion are both light. So you can Super Poly it away before they make King Calamity. So it's very easy to break their board with this and Super Poly. It's one of the best ways to do it, and I did it, and that won me the game. So let's get into the side. Side's very easy. Because it's the season, you guys know, you got to play 2 Santa Claus. Santa Claus is just where it's at. You got to play this card. It is the season, and so I wanted to play this card. It actually won me a couple of games. Like, I can't believe I played Santa Claus and it worked, but it was really good. I kind of threw it in as a joke in the side deck, but it worked. It came up with like tributes over something like a kaiju. This card's basically a kaiju. Plus it's a fiend, so you can Super Poly it away. And if you do draw into it, you can just fuse it away because it is a fiend, which is really helpful. I played this for Runic. Chaos Hunter says your opponents cannot banish cards. So you just use this against Runic, and it's funny because it's also a fiend, so you can use it with the Birthmat Fusion. We play one copy of the End of Anubis. End of Anubis just locks down graveyards. This is an Unchained matchup. I wish I would have seen this card Unchained matchup, or like anything besides a Fenrir in my Unchained matchup. That was the only match that I lost with this deck to get second place. I would have got first if I wouldn't have drawn like 3 Fenrirs in the opening hand. But in the Unchained matchup, this card basically is an auto win like Abyss Dweller. So this card is just really good. Like I said, the only loss that I had was to Unchained with this build. And it was because I like bricked. We then play a single copy of Droll in the side. I know, weird. We play 1 Droll on the side, we play 1 Droll on the main. It works, I promise you. You don't need any more than this. We then play a single copy of Feather Duster to deal with back row. We play 3 copies of Cosmic because we have a lot of Runic players. Oddly enough, I didn't go up against a single Runic player, and this card actually comes up against Centurion, because when they activate their effects, you chain this and you deal with their back row monsters, so it's really fun to do. 3 Evenly, it's evenly. This card is really good at dealing with a lot of fields, and just is a great card overall. I think I used it once or twice during the tournament, but MVP in the side was 3. There can be only ones. I end on like a beast, a psychic, a spellcaster, a worm, or a dragon, and they're all different. And so this card flipped up against my hero matchup, just won me the game. Against a lot of matchups, they don't know how to deal with this. This almost won me the Unchained matchup and made the player like really think about it. And it was a lot of fun to be able to flip this against people because sometimes they just can't out it. So that's it for the deck. I did get second place. It was like 5 rounds, which was really cool. We did a lot of dueling. It was a really good time. But definitely go down in the merch shelf down below and check out the field centers. These are insane. They're actually metal, like these are metal. They're really cool. I love them. They're really amazing. You guys should definitely go check out the merch store down in the description down below and down in the merch shelf. And yeah, we got second place. Now we have the matching trophy to my Blue Eyes trophy. We got the second place trophy twice. Maybe next time we'll get first place. Maybe it'll be the Dark Magician trophy for first place. I don't know. We're going to try again and see if we can get first place. But hey, I'm proud of my second place in 5 rounds. That's really cool. Only loss was to Unchained, and it was close. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely hit that bell on the screen. Come for our notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next videos. See you later, guys.